Hello everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. So continuing on our journey, today uh we will learn some SQL queries. Let me check if it's running or not. Okay, let's yeah, so our database is up and running. So that is one good thing. Wait. Yeah, it's recovered, right? So so it's basically we will be dealing with data query language, right? This is our primary goal to understand right now. So the job of data query language is basically to ask questions using relational algebra and relation calculus, right? The job of basically is to retrieve data from a database. Now, so when we deal with SQL, right? So what we do is we say there is something called as a command, and then we have a clause. So in literal English, the meaning of clause is basically uh, a part of a query, right? So this command or the query gets completed when we have the clause written, right, along with the command. So the first command is basically select, right? Okay, so let's have this thing minimized right now. So this is basically the select. Now this is going to basically it's going to also, this is primarily directly based in relational algebra, right? So whenever we do a select, so the the thing is relational algebra is everything is going to return a relation or a record, right? Since it is dealing with relational, everything is going to be record. So basically this is we have already loaded, right? So yeah, we have already loaded the database. So this is from the passengers table, select all records. So basically we have everything that is coming up here, right? Now what this is basically indicating, uh, so even if you say a column name, right? So if I say age, it's passengers, and then if I mention your age, so don't think of it that this is going to, um, so that it's returning um it's returning the records, right? But then uh, yeah, so indirectly we are basically returning yeah, we are going to return a record, but it is going to be based on a certain column. So because this is relational algebra, right, at the end we are going to return the end thing will be a record itself, right? So then this is based on the column, we are going to return the record. Okay, clauses, again, as I said, clauses are basically a group of words or that contain a specific thing, right? For example, when you form a sentence, you have a group of words, right? Now, on similar lines, a clause is a part of a command. So, as I said, clause is going to be a part of command. There are different clauses. For example, this from is a clause. Then you have order by, where. Then we have group by. That comes under aggregate. We'll see what aggregate functions are. Okay, so let's So let's learn certain basic. Now this is direct. So select is directly a relational thing, right? It's directly present. Uh, okay. Join we saw. Even in fact we saw aggregate functions, right? Mm, Now let's okay. Uh, so before going, let us write some basic queries so that we have a little bit of. Now where is again part of a clause that is going to specify a certain condition, right? So for example, where I say where age is certain. Now when you run this, so oh yeah, there is no column like 10, right? So it's going away. Now, so even there is no 10 or something. Let's say 71. Probably this should work. Now it starts. So this is near age limit. What's the? Oh, I mentioned. I didn't. So where is E, right? This is syntax. So now I have two records where the age is 71. The way it is going to parse this. Uh, but this is something interesting to understand. So what is going to happen here is, so first we are going to uh, have the age records, right? And then at the last we are only going to have those records where age is 71. So that is coming or operated at the end. This is again all relational algebra also, right? Now we did aware, right? So insert is again that is other, that is not a data query part, right? That is select certain columns from a table, a common part of most queries. Group by, oh, so where we have done, we have applied a condition. Now there is certain wait uh, so you could have, there is specific data types as well that uh, you can have a different type of, no, yeah, you can have, so if it's so core data, remember this is querying language, right? It's not a programming language. So we have int or big int, then we have varchar, so this is for text, and then when you write inside, and you need to mention how many characters. Then you have decimal, float, this is float, or decimal, both same. So float you will have that f, I guess, written at the end. Now if it's a long string like multiple lines, then you go for a text, also called as a block. Then you have, so now date time, okay, so date has only date, Time is only time. Now if I need time, I have to use date time. So it gives both date plus time. Then you have Boolean again. Boolean is common, right? True, false. So this is not a Turing language, remember. This is just a query language. You're just going to ask questions based on relational algebra and calculus. Then you can also in certain variations of RDBMS, this character varchar goes as string, so you can have that as well. That's okay. And then ultimately it's that memory that is going to be allocated, right? So and then so this is uh data types, right? What all possible things you can have. So now let's go back. Also, when you're doing varying, you can use certain operators greater than, less than. So with this is like a condition, right? Condition that comes in. So SQL, we can say SQL is nothing but a command, a clause, right? So this is the whole idea of having SQL. You have a command and then you have a clause. Command is basically the main action. For example, selecting, that is the main, right? Clause is add details or conditions to that command to help refine how or which data we need. So this uh, so add details, basically we are adding, refining it more, saying which data, which specific data we need. So this is the main action. So main actions can be select. Okay, there are certain main actions that can be done, right? For example, you can either create, alter, drop. So there are, okay, SQL commands can be classified into two types. In there are, so not into two, not into two types. Let's add up. No, wait. Can I go down directly? Yeah, so SQL commands you have, there are four broad categories. One is say data definition language. Then you have uh, data manipulation. These are commands, right? This is the main action that we need to do. Then we have data query. So querying is the main focus. Data query language. Data definition, again, as the name suggests, we are going to define. So there is not much to here. For example, it will be insert, defining one, updating, delete. Data manipulation is like altering, uh, also this comes in. Oh, wait, I made a mistake. So then when you have data definition, you have create, again defining the table, right? Alter, drop, truncate. The in query language, the main command is select. There is no other thing. Data control. Oh, we haven't gone to control, so that's okay. This will be insert into. So we won't be using these too much because this is by the structure, right? Who defines the structure and mm. Okay, so like okay, delete can be used. For example, if you want to update a row, remove a row again, and record has to be taken out, right? So you have select over here. This is select. So you have DML insert into update, and then you have delete. So our focus is over here. So the main command we'll be using is always select. This is the main command. Okay, now okay, now let's talk about the subclasses. So the first we thought our first clause that we came across was where now, now we would be basically this is adding that specific condition, right? This page has jumped somewhere. Mm, Myth is not. Now clauses again. Um, so the first, okay, we saw two clauses, right? You have the from clause and then where. So this is the from. This is an important. Again, then we have where, right? Now order by. Okay, order we can do that order by. Although it's an. We'll see that thing later on. Let's just do. Let's order by age. It should work. What's the. So it's ascending and descending, right? Oh, so the only thing is does not give that. Yeah, so I guess we are using two clause, right? So can we write a clause inside a clause? So in subqueries, you're going to do a clause inside a clause. So there are certain rules. So there is a specific rule. Now you can mention the clause in the clause, but then it has certain rules. The rule says the inner clause must return a valid value or a table. So inner clause must return a valued value or a table. For example, if I'm writing anything inside the where, so by default where clause will give a single value. And yeah, this has to be skill. That is why I got that error. Then if I have in clause, so basically a column or a list must be returned. From will need a valid table. So selecting is a command, right? So the thing he's saying is that it has to be scalar, but when I have this query written, it is giving two records with the all possible match, right? So I'm trying to understand that all possible match. Oh, it should be a list based. Then yeah, it's going to return a row. So by list is saying that I should have a column. So more explanation. The thing is how there is something called as order of execution, right? Also, the more we think is more is uh, we have projection as well, right? Okay. So we said that everything boils down to relational algebra, right? If you are using SQL. Now, how does that uh, I don't know whether that download has completed or not. No. So it's the so if you look from top from where we write, it appears as if we are executing execute. We are using like we are executing execution the way it is written. But no, that is not. Internally, what happens is everything has to be converted to relational algebra. So this is what is going to define. So now what does relational algebra say? Now there's nothing to pair it with, right? So is it like projection which is happening? Ah, so let's see relational algebra rules. I guess that is what is determining the order. Oh, I didn't write it properly. Now there are certain rules that relational algebra follows. There are certain rules in relational algebra. So it's oh, so now what? Yeah, there is a thing. A relational algebra is ultimately math, right? So in math you have a rule, right? So there is something called as rule in math, right? So you always do the innermost bracketed operation first, right? And then you come out. So for example, what I'm trying to say is, so what we will try to do is, yeah, this is the innermost bracket is this, right? So it will be 5 into 4. So whatever is in, so for example, when we do a select query, right? The inner, it's basically math, right? So if you have, say, a select name, so this in relational algebra, if I convert this, so it wouldn't be this way. Instead, the way it is going to work is, so what I'm going to do is select is select is comes here, right? And then there is a where clause as well. I forgot this where clause. So the SQL version would be age greater than 30 year, and then So this is the table, right? So I go to this table first. I see. So you go to this table, filter out 30, and then what do I need? Only the name column, right? Yeah. So this is here I've filtered out, but I have both the columns, and then I'm going to go out. So we need to understand how it's written in relational algebra. For example, I have another query. Then I've done a group by as well. And there is where as well. So if I go inside, inside is going to be where. So this is the innermost condition. Ideally, it should be the having thing, right? There is relational aggregation that is going to happen. How is that determined though? So that is okay. Let's say aggregation, right? Or let's say it's basically math, right? So aggregation is one of the most extended operations used to SQL. So the way it is written is aggregation is not a part of array, but it's extended array. Array is relational algebra, so extended array is where we have aggregation. So first is basic aggregation. So for example, so it's denoted by gamma, and then I have good group of attributes and aggregation, right? Same like in math. For example, if I want to find an aggregate of a column, uh, like let's take an aggregate. So this is so this is salary, right? If I want to find the aggregate, yeah, I will just add them up, divide by whatever, and then that will give me the result, right? Now I wouldn't do the aggregations first and then remove the value. That doesn't make sense. So if I'm trying to see if I don't want to include certain values in aggregate, I will first remove that value, right? Hence, where is working first? Hence this. Hence we are having this innermost as where. So once it is filtered, now I can apply the aggregate. So now you go on the aggregate. Yeah, so now I can do the aggregate, right? That is department, and then there is that average of salary, that which is happening, right? And then you have the outer. Oh, you have this now. I need, yeah. So now I'm going to compute the selection, right? Department and average salary. So there is a cheat sheet as well, which one could refer to. Wait. And if you are not very good in relational algebra, there is that cheat sheet that can be used. This is performance. No, I wanted on. Yeah, SQL statement execution. Oh, I don't know why it's not coming up, but there was one. Wait, I know where it is. Uh, There was wait. I know where it is. That is about SQL joins. Yeah. So if you see this, this is like the short trick, right? You can do select. So this is going to happen at the last because we are going to go towards towards inside, right? And after the filtering is when I have the group by kicking in. But before filtration, I need both the tables to be made, right? So join is what is going to be happening first. Yeah, and then whatever then I'm going to filter that join. Then once I have the filter, I can group. Then I can. So once you have the final output, only then I can order it, right? Whether it's either descending. Although these are all final output, this can be interchanged. So grouping, this is having is going to happen. Yeah, after the group, right? Also, it's a bit logical. Like if you see it, so joining is basic. So first we need to join the table, right? Else we won't be able to have the filtering done. Once the filtering is done, only then we can do some aggregation, right? So like group by. Once you have the so this is again back and forth. Then you can select, right, and then this is the final output that we want to order it, whether it should be ascending or descending. So it does make sense. Same is for nested, right? If you are nesting it query, then you have to go it even further. Just remember basic maths. Like there is no that is like a cheat sheet. You can refer to it, but then I don't think so. That is need to buy it anything. So I guess yeah, that is all for this session. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till that time, take care and please subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye.